A Roanoke-based author and professor at Hollins University is about to release a new book in just a matter of days. We're joined by Amanda Cockrell to discuss her latest novel, Are You Now or Have You Ever Been? Welcome, Amanda.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, great to see you. Amanda was a former professor of mine at Hollins, so this is a really great reunion that we're having today. But let's talk about your book. Beautiful color. There's so much into this. What is it actually about?
It's about an actress who has lived through the golden age of Hollywood and the Hollywood blacklist in the McCarthy era, and is now about 80. And she's making her will.
Okay.
And she has decided she's going to be buried in the oak grove in her backyard, and this causes untold hell when she dies.
I'm sure.
And why she wants that is something that comes out slowly over the course of the book, what it is that has driven her to pick that particular place and make her heirs nuts. And it has to do with the blacklist.
What exactly was the blacklist? A lot of us have heard of it, but how did you end up on it, and who were some of the people that were on it?
Well, my parents were screenwriters, so this was a story close to home. They were never blacklisted so far as they knew.
Right.
The blacklist got going in 1947 with the House Un-American Activities Committee, who hauled 10 Hollywood screenwriters up before their committee to grill them on their politics, their possible communist associations, the theory that they had been putting communist propaganda in their movies. And when they refused to testify, and because they figured their politics were not the government's business, or to name their friends, they went to jail. They went to jail for a year. Only one of them recanted and was let out early. The other four stayed in. One of them was Dalton Trumbo, who was the screenwriter who wrote Exodus. Wow. And when that came out in 1960, that was the first time since 1947 that a blacklisted screenwriter was given credit for his film.
What a frightening time. But your parents were never blacklisted, you said?
They were not, so far as they knew.
Right.
When my mother was in the hospital right after I'd been born, a wonderful screenplay deal just went south over a weekend. And Mother said, well, you know, the producer listened to the last person who talked to him. And, you know, somebody probably said, oh, that'll bomb. You don't want to do that.
Right.
Somebody might have said, you know, Cockrell's friends with Michael Wilson. Well, Michael Wilson was this blacklisted screenwriter who was a family friend. I actually played poker with him when I was in my teens. Well, he wrote Lawrence of Arabia. He wrote The Bridge on the River Kwai.
Oh, these are huge films.
Yes, and he didn't get credit for either one of them.
Because of the blacklist.
Because of the blacklist.
Oh, wow.
He got, the screenplay for Bridge on the River Kwai won an Oscar. And it was given to the guy who wrote the book that it was based on. They woke him up in Paris in the middle of the night to tell him he'd won an Academy Award, and he said, what? Mike didn't get screen credit for those movies until something like 1976. And he didn't get his Oscar until after he was died. They gave it to his wife and his widow and daughter.
And it really is a sad situation. These people, you know, were put on this list because of their beliefs. And what are you hoping that people derive from your book? Because, you know, this is from the 50s and the characters sort of looking back.
I'm hoping that people, aside from having a good time with the book, because it's a fun book.
It does sound
It's
really
full of a lot of interesting, not to say crazy characters. Liza Jane, the heroine, has a very colorful career, which we see all the way through the book in a series of flashbacks. But I'm hoping people will think about the fact that it might be a bad idea to decide that actors, artists, comedians are somehow guilty for not agreeing with the government and should be suppressed.
Yeah.
And asked to rat on their friends.
Yeah. And I think it's important to, you know, bring up that time because, you know, you don't want history to ever repeat itself. And it's important to bring this up. Amanda, thank you so much for coming in. Again, a great cover. And the book comes out when?
Well, actually, it's out.
It's out now. Okay.
Yes, it's out now. Available from all the usual suspects.
Yeah.
I like bookshop.org, if I can give them a plug, because there the sale will go to an independent bookstore.
Wonderful.
And
will
you can
be
even
doing any
pick the
book
books.
signings anytime soon?
I'm going to be at Blacksburg Books
Okay.
this coming Sunday at 5:30. We just had a book party at the Bibliopub in Roanoke.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. Always great to see you. Good luck with the
great
book.
to see you.
Congratulations.
Thank
and I hope
you.
you have a very happy holiday season.
Thank you so much.